1, 2, 1, 2. Can anyone hear me out there? Wait. Can everyone hear me? I know I'm still getting these. Yeah, all right. I hear me. Everybody do the each one, teach one, hit the like button on the way in. Share this on your other pages, your Facebook, Twitter, Facebook groups, text message, Instagram, etc., etc. Today we're going to deal with kind of topic. Yeah, that's peace, that's W. That's why I haven't been able to make it. I haven't been able to make it last week. I was busy handling a couple of things. Yo, West Coast wise, matter of fact, I meant to respond to that message. And tell your friend, I don't think she understands that I run a Hotep channel. She was very upset. Peace. Yeah. Peace, what's the deal? Yeah. I'm saying right now, I'm teaching the civilization class though. All right. Peace. Yeah, I actually, I've been busy all day, so I didn't get a chance to respond to her comment. But yeah, that's who I was talking about. She, I guess she felt like me thinking that her, yeah, and that was my question. I'm like, where did you practice science at? Oh man. I don't know. It won't even let me in now. But I guess she didn't understand that I run a Hotep channel. But she tried to play you. Melissa Davis, VCR Realm, L7, SW, 793rd, Free to Be Me, Wise You, West Coast Wise. But just dealing with today's mathematics, this might be overly simple. Maybe it's me. Maybe blowing things out of proportion somehow. But, one of the differences, what I'm saying, a major difference between, what we deal with and, religion, what I mean, and city science and all these different things is that we use knowledge to build. And see, what that means is, we don't sit around guessing. We don't sit around speculating. We don't sit around moving, marching the orders. You know what I'm saying? We don't activate off of illusion in these types of things. You understand what I'm saying? We don't move, when you're dealing with the city signs, you're just moving according to the program, the social programming. You're not really using your knowledge to build. You understand what I'm saying? And that extends into a lot of things. Like I always say, when a person really mastered the science, you can tell because of what they build with it. You know what I mean? Like it's people that we never met before, but we got some idea about the things that they was dealing with because we could see what they built. We could see what was left right there. We could see the best part, right, of the knowledge that they gained. You see what I'm saying? That's what I see. I'm starting to see a lot happening. You know what I'm saying? Is people, you just taking leaps. You taking intellectual leaps from one point to another point without really having no knowledge to base that on. Eddie Belton, peace. Welcome to the room, Eddie Belton. Hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's we get into that in the second watch because that's related to this right here too. You know what I'm saying? Where that's one of those social programming things. Like I said, where you don't look at the facts of what's going on. You just you think according to this programming. You know what I'm saying? That if my feelings is hurt, right, then this person was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And if they disrespected me, then that's because I'm black. That's because I'm a black woman, or this is social programming. You know what I mean? Where if you actually look at the knowledge, it's like, all right, you presented some pertinent facts, right? And she presented a fact, but it's not really pertinent to what we're talking about. Or what y'all was talking about. It was just humorous to me. But so, based on that, yeah, I'm still rejecting what it is that you say. But if you've been taught according to a certain social programming of how you're supposed to act, which side you're supposed to take if you see the North and the South fighting the Civil War, you've been programmed a certain way about which side to take, and you don't really base it on the knowledge. You really, that kind of cognitive dissonance, right? At the end of the day, you still running into what is the meaning of civilization. See, because what is a savage? A savage is someone who has lost all knowledge of himself, right? So if you got all this knowledge and then a situation comes up and you don't use any of that knowledge, you went savage. You went savage in the pursuit of whatever you thought was the best part of that situation, however you thought you was going to get the best part out of that situation. And those is always the worst situations. Like if you could just think about it on a personal level, what is the worst mistakes that you make? The mistakes that you knew already not to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? the things that you already knew and then you didn't go according to that, those be the times that really piss you off. But that's one of the places that it starts from, is when you don't use the knowledge that you have. You know, you don't understand the level of supreme mathematics being universal laws. And you start getting caught up in the rules from place to place. So when you over here amongst this regime, it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? When you over here amongst this regime over here, they got certain rules. You know, you could be in school. You know, the math teacher wants you to write a certain way. They want you to make the heading of the paper a certain way. The English teacher wants something else. But that don't stop the universal laws of supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet. Wrong J, what's the deal? Let me see Wrong J in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But that don't stop the universal laws, right, of reading, writing, and arithmetic, meaning supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet. See, the same way, that's the basics of what we deal with, it's the basics of what they deal with. You know, they got their way of saying it. We got our way of saying it. You know, but this starts happening when, especially because, you know, that's when your understanding has to start taking over. So your understanding has to start taking over when you get in the present moment. When you start dealing with the current events. When you start dealing with the things that's happening to you. See, you know, you can't just be, hold on for a second. Yeah, but you can't just be that, you know about everything what happened to Musa, and you know about everything that happened to Yaqub, and you know how to warn the black baby, you know, and the mother, yo, listen, don't believe them when they say that you the angel baby. You know all about that, but you don't know when you're being made the angel baby. You don't know when the pins is being stuck in your head. See, that's when you're not using your knowledge to build. And anything that you do, you know what I'm saying, what you gotta always keep in mind, the fundamentals. And see, that's why the fundamentals is drilled into you like that. I see a lot of people who don't understand, they like, yo, you know, why the guys always going through, you know, all these, today's degree, quote, because those fundamentals had to be drilled into you, right, in order for you to be able to, you know, act and react upon them without you having to think about it. See, because there's a difference, like I said, man, you know, once you start dealing with speculation and all these things, because you ain't using your knowledge to build. You ain't using your knowledge to add on to the idea. You're not using your knowledge in the conversation when you have me, when you ask me a question about something where it's like, okay, listen, guy, you know, I understand we're dealing with a certain topic, but I still know the knowledge degree is who is the original man, and I know who the original man is. You expect me to forget that? See, there's a difference between just speculation, right? And the type of mental exercise that you get into when you playing chess. See, because you're still basing that upon certain knowledge where you say, okay, the pieces is set up like this on the board right now. Right? This is how the pieces is set up on the board. Now, you know, if I make this move, then he probably going to take the piece right there, and then, all right, I could make this move. See, that's different. See, that's something different. You still basing that on knowledge. I ain't saying that, you know what I'm saying, you can never stretch the imagination, that you can never look, you know, between the lines Because if that was the case, then, we might as well go according to a program. We would never be able to come up with understanding. But see, as we coming up with that understanding, it's still got to be based on knowledge and wisdom. Like, you just come up with a what if, okay, you come up with a what if, that's okay. But does it have anything to do with the knowledge and wisdom? That's like right now, right? If me and a black woman, right, is having a baby, right? And then she say, well, what if the baby come out Chinese? Now imagine that happen. For any of the brothers out there, imagine your woman is jet black and she just asks you that. Unless, of course, your background is Chinese, it probably won't sound odd to you. But what if you say, yeah, but what if the baby came out Chinese? What would that make you think? That, okay, this baby ain't based on the knowledge. See, if the man, woman, and child is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, right? Okay, this baby ain't based on the knowledge. Or is it just me? Am I the only one that would think that there would be something odd about that? See, this is what happens when we go and we listen to all these different people and they talking all these different theories from all these different religions, all these different ways of life. Now, see, if you reading that book based upon your knowledge and wisdom that you have, yeah. See, West Coast Wise said she cheating with a Chinese dude. That's what it would tell me. There's not even an order there. But that's what it would say to me, that look, this is obviously not based on the knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? So, but when you go and you listen to all these different things, right, and you don't use your knowledge, right, in order to, see what this thing is about, then you just going back to the city science programming, the religious programming, et cetera, et cetera. Right, McGee Van Moon. If your woman asks you about your seed being Chinese, it's showing that she's dealing with somebody else, somebody other than number one. You see what I'm saying? And so this is what happens when a person comes up to me, right, and they say something, and it's like, all right, now here's the reality. For me, I'm open-minded enough where I can say, okay, this is the knowledge and wisdom that I have on this topic, right? Whatever the topic is, right? This is the knowledge and wisdom that I have on it. Now, it could be a case, you know what I'm saying? Natural jewel piece. Everybody do the each one, teach one, hit the like button for me. That could be the case. But now we still got to deal with knowledge and wisdom. Like, let's take it back to the foundation. Okay, this fact right here, okay, this right here is where you're wrong at. You know what I'm saying? If you consider that instead of what you thinking, this is what happened. Okay, now this is how we deal with knowledge. This is how you build. Like, I'm talking about even when you building with the 85% when you teaching, do you just go making statements and you're not really getting down into the nitty gritty? See, because everybody who need to come into the knowledge, right, they don't need the same things. I mean, like, some people, they might have already been coming from an Afrocentric type of culture, or they might have had a family who was involved in, Black militancy or something like that before. So you don't have to tell them about the Black man being supreme. Some people, they come into the knowledge, with a better dietary law than me. They know more about that side. You don't need to tell them about that. See, you gotta have knowledge to build with that person too. That's why when you know, if you ever went to a new school or they put you in a new class, you gotta take a test. When you go in the army, you gotta take a test so they can know where you at. So they can base things, the training that they give you on, all right, this is the type of person you are. This is what your skills and aptitudes already was that you came here with. But see, that's how you get caught up. Like when you reading something, like, yeah, your mind is open, right? Your mind is open. But see, the knowledge and wisdom you have is still a parachute. It's still a parachute. Like when you just, you just dive in out the plane without, you don't, at the end of the day, you gotta know what you know. Is your word really bond? Do you really know what you know? Or you just saying it, you just around us. So you remember a couple weeks ago, I made the post about the brother who he was saying that he was I think he said he was Jehovah's Witness, that he was a 5%er, that he was a Sunni Muslim, an evangelist, and then at the time he was saying that he never really saw himself as God. Like, yeah, you know it in terms of the fact that you speak on it. You could quote the lessons, but you don't really know what you're saying. Just like I said with those Christian people, they don't really believe none of that shit they saying. Because if they really believed it, they wouldn't do the shit they be doing. Why would they be molesting little kids? Why would they be jerking people for their money? All of these different things, if they really believe what they were saying. Like, how you gonna go out there and tell everybody you going to hell, because you just look, you committed adultery with your eyes. If you really believe that, you wouldn't be doing the stuff that you're doing. And so that's another thing, man, that you got to look at when you weighing and judging, man. Do a person really, do they really know what they, or do they really acknowledge? You see what I mean? Like, I could read a whole bunch of stuff, right? But I don't acknowledge it as true. Like, if you ask me, you know about that? Yeah, I know about that. I know what you're talking about. It's not a part of the body of information that I consider facts, though. Because I use my knowledge to build. And listen, I use my knowledge to destroy. Because that's the science of renewing history. That's the science of looking at the best part. See, that's why we don't just go outside, right, and be chopping colored people's head off physically, like it's, some might come to the conclusion that the 10th degree is telling you. Because what that means is that you didn't learn the lesson. You didn't take the best part out of the devil being made. Out of the reason what it was made, you didn't take the best part. You just became them. You just out there indiscriminately chopping heads off. You got to know what you're doing, man, because see, you try to destroy something, what if you, listen, they tell you, look, I need you to demolish this house right here. You know what I'm saying? I need you to knock the walls out and make the roof fall. Okay, if you ain't using your knowledge, you might do that from inside the house. And then the roof fall on your head. You see what I'm saying? Just like if you went outside right now and started taking colored people's heads off physically, right, with a Bowie knife, that's going to fall on your head. And guess what? you're going to be waiting for somebody to pardon you from death row or life in jail. Because you didn't learn the lesson about what's really supposed to, what you're supposed to learn, man, is not to become a devil, not to become a savage, not to go astray in the pursuit of what you got to do. And see, that's what you know. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid, but you know, that's what I'm seeing. You know, it troubles me that I'm seeing some of our people, you know, with all this knowledge that we have, like with all this knowledge that we have, you know what I'm saying? When you go outside and get involved with your endeavors, you don't use any of it. You can talk it, but you can't walk it. You can't really make it real because you can't make it fake either because everything is real. But I'm saying you can't translate your ideas into a reality. You can't make knowledge born. See, that's why I said, man, you know, you can have knowledge and understanding, but you got to go to born to be complete, to complete the cipher. You got to go to born. So that's why you see people that, you know, they can quote it, you know what I'm saying? They can tell you the meaning of this and the meaning of that, and you know, which of the 48 shades Musa was and all of this shit. But then when you see them every day, they can't apply none of this stuff. They can't, you know, none of this stuff can be translated, man. And so what that means your culture is not there. You know, your culture is not developed. I'm talking about not the culture as a whole. I'm talking about what you living out within the culture is not developed. And so nobody can bear witness to your power. Nobody can bear witness to your power. The equality that comes from you, man, is not going to be supreme equality. You know, you might have some social equality with different people, but even after a while, you know those people where it's like, yo, man, I want to hang out with that person, man. You know, because they can't never make nothing happen for themselves. And so whenever you see them, they need you to do something, or they need something from you. Because they can't demonstrate no power. See, that's what happens. You gotta understand. Listen, man, ain't no preacher man's in this. Ain't no preacher man's in this. Ain't no rabbis in this. It ain't no people that you could go around all the time and just listen. We'll get tired of you like that. Let me tell you something. That person is a 10%. That person, you're that person that comes around you, right? And whenever they see the peace, God, yo, God, what's your sign? Yo, God, I got this problem right here. God, what you think I should do, God? Yo, God, these people over there, God, yeah, I got a problem with these people. They say, you bloodsucker, you bloodsucking me. I'm doing all the work. I'm doing all the reading. I'm doing all the studying, and you just reaping all the benefit. Get the fuck out of here. See, that's the science. See, especially from the level that we at, where we got to be builders. We got to be about building. We like look even with today's class. See, we got to be about building. Okay, we know something happened to Umla. I said something happened, like I still can't face it, right? like I still can't face the fact. But yeah, we know umla return to essence. But see, everybody got the, well, not everybody, but enough of us got the knowledge to pick up right there and keep going. You see what happened if I spent 34 years just sitting there getting the sermon. Just coming to the sermons. I was coming to the sermon one time a month for 34 years. And never really put in none of the time, none of the effort, right, that it takes to reap the rewards of having this knowledge. Shaquem was the science. Christopher Goody, what's the deal? Everybody do the each one teach one, hit the like button on the way in. We already got a lot of people on the What Did I Miss crew. And, y'all got to watch. I know a lot of people be saying they're not getting their alerts. Y'all got to watch YouTube because YouTube will unsubscribe you. They'll turn off your alerts, et cetera, et cetera. Self-out build. But see, when you not using your knowledge to build, man, you becoming, you're volunteering. You're being the devil that's making your own self blind, deaf, and dumb. Don't forget that because I don't know how many of y'all seen the post. I don't know how many of y'all seen the post. But see, if you young in this knowledge, it was a post that I put out. What is it? The problem book that the cat. I seen his page. It's a page. What's his name? Umar Samad or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you just getting this knowledge and you don't have understanding about what you're dealing with, the person who wrote that book is after you. See, whoever wrote that book, he already know I'm a lost cause in terms of him getting me to come and follow him about anything. They already know that. Y'all already see people don't come around here bothering me. But if you young in this knowledge, they after you to make you come over there and be a follower. And listen, if that's what's for you, then take this opportunity right now to ride the wave. Go right on ahead. See, because for me, I'd rather you be a good follower of whatever you want to follow it than to be a poor 5%. That's I'd rather you look, I can deal with you better like that. Like if you a good Christian, a sincere Christian, that you dealing with your 10 principles, the 10 commandments, like I deal with my 10 principles, supreme mathematics, then we can rock. Like if you sincere about that, man, what you know of Jesus' righteous teachings, what you accept as Jesus' righteous teachings. If you sincere with that, we can rock way better than if you a fake 5%. Because if you fake 5%, now there's a whole other. This is something that people don't realize about us. They keep saying we trying to make everybody 5%. We don't even think everybody can be 5%. But see, that's what happens when you don't use your knowledge, when you go out there to build. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know who you're dealing with. Sometimes, man, listen, man, and this is something I feel funny saying this. But sometimes, man, the person is not really ready for this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And what you do is take them away from the kind of religious and social structures that kept them righteous. So some people, man, it's better to let water seep its level. Seriously. What's this? Hold on, I've been rambling for quite a while today. But I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I've been being presented with uh, a lot of ideas. What's going on, Rob Bourne, District 120? What it says here, there was a dude on the gram that posted lessons he got online. I said, those lessons are not right and exact and have errors in them. He said, yeah, I see some errors. Can you tell me where to get the right ones? I mean, what is he see, I mean, you know something, man? I guess that's just a part of the journey right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just the reality. You know what I'm saying? That people going to get the knowledge how they can get it. That's one thing y'all showed me on here. Y'all still ain't going to get me to see it as right exact of a person's whole journey being online. You just not going to, I'm too old to learn that new trick. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of, that's a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like in my time, part of the journey was, you know, kind of figuring out who to be around, like who was really about this and who was really just talking this. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got some brothers that's like, yeah, we speaking mathematics and all of that, but what we using the mathematics for is not right and exact. You know what I'm saying? And so, you had to kind of be able to navigate that to see the people that you was going to be around. You know what I mean? Because you could easily be led into the wrong direction. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of you, cultivating your own self. You understand what I'm saying? When you talk about, we say captain, lieutenant, and private soldier, and we saying the mind, the brain, and the body, right? So instead of you, teaching and training, meaning disciplining your own self, right? And becoming who you're supposed to be, right? You end up becoming a soldier for some brothers over there that's sending you to do something. You understand what I'm saying? So that was, things that brothers got caught up in, you know what I'm saying? You get the knowledge. Let's give an example. You know what I'm saying? Now look, there's a group of brothers that they be in the library. Like that's where they meet. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another group of brothers that they meet over there by the corner store that's next to the school. And they never go inside. You understand what I'm saying? So through that way, I seen brothers that was, they was good kids, good students. You know what I'm saying? Next time I seen them, they were just coming back from Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? So that was, I'm just saying that was a part of the journey at that time when I was getting the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And I guess having to swim through these sharks out there just trying to draw you up with this poor knowledge. It might be good knowledge for whoever they is. It might be good knowledge of their nation, power to them. But for the 5%, that's poor knowledge. Somebody write this whole thing, but they're going to tell you what the 5% is about. I see 5% is right there. What I need to get your book for? So that's just a part of the journey. All I can say is keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, warning the young brothers, man, about the beast that's out there, man. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody refer you to one of those sites, they feeding you to a wild beast, man. Beware of the doctors, ministers, nurses, and cremators out there, right? That's trying to draw up, from the way I look at it. Because see, remember, and this is another thing, is for me, I seen all this before. Like I seen when the Muslims used to come, right, the NOI, and they'd be building with us, and they'd be like, yeah, y'all got 120 lessons, but y'all don't really got the context for it. You know what I'm saying? You need to come into the mosque so you can learn in the house, man, with Elijah. Yeah, all right, man. See, I was there when the Book of the 5% was written. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, that's who they out there for. They out there for the young brothers that they know don't understand all the way yet. That they can put a couple of things in front of your face, right? That will look familiar, and then use that to lead you in the wrong direction. So, I would go on record right now as saying that, that y'all got, kind of invisible sharks out there now. You know what I'm saying? But it's still the same way, that, you're looking for the knowledge, but if you look for it in the wrong places, then, you feeding yourself to a wild beast. Seven said the brother that made the post, if he knew there were errors, why would he post it? See, that's what I'm saying. That's the part of the... man, come on, man. Yeah, with that.
Oh, yeah. That old nasty ass shit too. Oh, wee.
Man, stop.
So what you crying about? Man, be careful, man. You have to be careful. Be careful. I went tested today. I took it negative.
You went to the state?
When you're going back, I tested today. Came back negative.
All right.
When did you get tested? Yeah. Now you gonna put your mask out.
Yeah, see. This is
and remember that woman I was talking with last year?
Yesterday?
That was her.
Last year?
That was her.
In Texas?
That was her. That was her. Because I was thinking, hold up. And then she said, no. I told her where I live at in Brooklyn, 1074 Lincoln Place. She said, I live right around the corner on Pacific. I said, shit. But all this shit come to me afterward. You see what I'm saying? After I went home, ain't this a motherfucker? Yeah,
man.
She got us good, dog. That's what she was smiling about last night. She got us good. I told her what happened to the smiling sister. No, she said, watch yourself around this motherfucker.
All right.
She got us good.
Let me finish the what's your name though.
I'm going home, man.
This is, yeah. You see, this is I guess coming to the root has its trials and trips too. That's actually a good question. Self-Out Bill said, do you think the motive is solely financially based, or is it geared towards causing separation or intentional separation or confusion? Meaning the brother that put out this new thing, The Problem book. It could be anything. It could really be sincere. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, he could really think these things. Like, I don't really even know. I didn't even take I haven't, as soon as I look at the cover, I already know, all right, this is not ours. My first thing is, look, okay, all the stuff that you're talking about, why don't you just take our flag off? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, we have no affiliation with these other people that you got here.
That nigga worse than Day Son. That motherfucker lost his mind, man. Tell me, Darkim. Trust me, that motherfucker lost his fucking mind, man. That ain't that bro from Texas. He done lost his mind, man. He fucked up in the head, man, for real. That time did something to him.
But listen, so he can really be sincere. Like, when a Jehovah's Witness come to your house, you know what I'm saying? They sincerely trying to spread the word of the truth as they see it. You see what I mean? And that's why I said, see, you know what? I can respect that. You understand what I mean? You doing your duty. It's their duty to spread the word. I can't recall exactly how they say it, but they supposed to be spreading the message that Jesus Christ is everybody's savior. So it could be all the way from that. Now, I did see a book, or I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a quote, but it looked like it was a book. It looked like the same book with a different cover, and it was being sold for $1,000. I think it was on Amazon. It was being sold for $1,000. Now, when your overhead is zero, then I don't know what you could have. You tell me whatever your other mission is in life, but clearly, your motivation is money. $1,000 for the lessons. Like, what could you probably what is it? What is it written in gold or something? Is it written in gold ink or what was it? Was it chiseled? Is it chiseled onto silver plates or what? How do you what is this $1,000 for? Like, even if you go and get the fancy paper, if you go to FedEx and get the copies with the fancy paper, it ain't gonna cost that much. But you can have it written on the parchment, the old school parchment with the ink, with the feather with the ink in calligraphy. But that got something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that had an impact on me. As a kid, you know what I'm saying, who I was aware of the money, the money trail with religion. You know what I'm saying? From first, when I found out that in order to be a member in good standing of the church, your dues had to be up to par and up to date. And then, like I said, the wordsmith. And then, like I said, my grandmother, she used to go to Reverend Ike's church. You know what I'm saying? The original cash flow dollar. So I was aware of that aspect. You know what I'm saying? That they making money off of these people. Couldn't articulate it totally, but I knew about that. You know what I'm saying? And when you came amongst the 5%, people used to look out for me. You know what I'm saying? I come around, they take me to go get some food and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So that was definitely something that had an impact on me. You know what I'm saying? That this was, and just being from New York in general, where, listen, ain't nothing free in New York. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't too much things, man, you can do for free, man. Maybe go to jail, you go in there without paying no money. But you know, to really to have the experience of something that's beneficial to you, you know. So if these people is really, if what they want to do is save our souls, like I got people out there like that that feel like, you know, you're a good dude, man, but you need to believe in Jesus. Like if they could save my soul, if they didn't think that I was a lost cause, they would try. We've seen some people come on here and try. But if you're right, if that's what he's really trying to do, why are you charging $1,000? You know what I'm saying? If the people who you trying to address, right, is the poor people who's being taken advantage of by you know, who's being taken advantage of you know, by the 10%, then why you coming to be another 10%? Free to be me, said Reverend Knight, taught that everyone was God. I mean, you know, this is something that we used to say, right? That in order for a lie to exist, it's got to have some element of the truth in it. See, that element of the truth is what caused the lie to stand. You see what I'm saying? The lie collapses on itself if it don't have no element of the truth in it. Like, see, if you come in the house, right, you supposed to be in the house when the street light come on. But then the street light comes on and you're not home yet. So now you can't say, well, you know what happened is I went down to the corner store and I opened up the freezer to get a soda and I got beamed up into the soda machine and I don't know what happened. I beamed back down in the lobby and then I just came home. So that's not gonna work. You see what I'm saying? You gotta say something like, nah, see, I was at my friend's house, you know what I'm saying? You know, or we was over there, you know, we was hanging out in the center over there, right? And so I wasn't outside. I didn't see the street lights come on, and you know what I'm saying? Nobody had a watch. So I didn't know what Tesla. You gotta say something like that. Not that, you know, I'm just saying theoretically. That's what I've heard. So, you know, I'm not sure what Reverend Knight was talking about, you know, where exactly he got that knowledge from. But I want to say he was also like he had met Father Divine before. So, you know, there's a lot of possibilities, but, you know, at the end of the day, he might have taught that, but he also made himself rich. He made himself rich from people's labor. You know what I'm saying? Jarrell Boylan said, if money is the root of evil, why did Reverend get my grandmama's last dollar? Hey, man, like I said, if these people really believed what they were saying, they wouldn't be doing the stuff they wouldn't be doing the stuff they doing. Natural Jewels say, you sound just like my young guy. The young guy must be true and living. One thing I can tell you is always listen to the young guy. He knows what he's talking about. Free to be me said, check some of Reverend Ike old YouTube. I know what Reverend Ike used to say about he was talking about we had the power and, you know, if you put your mind to it and, you know, don't concentrate on poverty, concentrate on abundance. Being poor is a sin, and you know it's in your mind. And I was there, son. My grandmother didn't just go to the Reverend Knight Church. I was a client. I ain't just talking. I used to be there with her. So, I know what he taught, but I'm still just telling you that his methods, man, of getting money and just, he just had like a type of braggadocious style. Like he would talk about that. Like when he started the sermon, he would tell people how, I just took my private jet from Florida up here just to deliver y'all the word and all of this, and the jury and everything. It just was like, yo, man, this right here is something else. I could detect it even as a little kid. So that was that was like one of the things that made me stray away from Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Which happened years before. I got the knowledge itself. I already seen that, okay, these people over here in the church and the stuff they saying, they don't know what they're talking about. I could see the contradictions. You know what I'm saying? Like you teaching me about this Jesus guy who embraced poverty, and then I see this guy saying something different. So, that's divine truth. What's going on? Guys, see, well, we actually went off on a tangent. We went off on a tangent talking about Reverend Knight, because I was speaking on this book or whatever this is that's come out recently, the Problem book that has our flag on the front. You know what I'm saying? And I was saying that, when people are doing that they after the young brothers and sisters that's just coming into knowledge that don't understand everything yet. That's who they after. They not after me. They know they're not gonna convince me that we related to the Shriners somehow. They know they're not gonna convince me of that. But the people that they after in order to swell their ranks, whether it's to build a nation, whether it's to make money, whatever it is, the people that they after is the young people, you know what I'm saying, that is just coming into the knowledge. And then the brother was asking, do I think their intention is about money or causing confusion? And like I said, it could be sincere. They could really believe that they're saving our souls. They might really believe that. But at the same time, the book, I saw a book that appeared to be the same book, but with a different cover being sold on Amazon for $1,000. And so I was mentioning, we brought up Reverend Knight because I was saying that, having that experience, of going to Reverend Knight's church with my grandmother, you know what I'm saying? I've seen firsthand, like that was something that, that caused me to stray away from Christianity, is that I could see that this is a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really don't know what y'all talking about, because every time I ask y'all a question, you know what I'm saying? You don't have a satisfactory answer. God works in mysterious ways, but you don't want no mysterious answer about where the dues is. Another thing I noticed that showed me that is when they do all that singing. Like, why every time they pass that plate, they start singing first? So I used to notice everybody else was thrown off by that, but I was on point. La Illuminati. L gang, what's the deal? Has everyone done the each one teach one and hit the like button? But some brothers said, they was reaching out to him, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, man, right now, the internet wasn't around when I was getting knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The internet, I was I'm talking about, this consumer type of way that we dealing with right now. You know what I'm saying? The internet wasn't around when I was getting knowledge. By the time it really got going, I was already a grown man. You understand what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things, to lead you astray. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you have brothers that would come up, right? And we go through lessons and then they come with a mission like, yo, let's go over here and do something negative. You know what I'm saying? So there was things like that could make you stray away from your path. You go do that thing with them and then you end up on Rikers Island. Now your education is in another level. You got this record, or you understand what I'm saying? So, in this internet world, that's going to be a pitfall. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have your Muslim guys and nation of original people. You know what I'm saying? The problem book has something to do with us. Like I'm saying, even in turn, like, see, this is what I'm saying. Just when you use your knowledge, right? And you say, hold up, man. We don't got the problem book. Even if you look at it in those historical terms, we got the supreme wisdom. The rest of that stuff, that's not our lessons. That's a good word you use right there, free to be me. You could be hypnotized. And that's what they do. They rock you to sleep by calming you down, by taking down your defenses. You see what I'm saying? And in this case, your defense is the knowledge that you have to build and destroy. The knowledge that you have to say you want to build with this thing right here, you're going to add this thing on to your cipher. You understand what I'm saying? And the knowledge that you have to say, nah, this right here, nah, this ain't for me. I'm good. You said KG disciples? Who's KG? Oh, I know you're talking about. Oh, yeah, listen. I try to stay out of that. Listen, man. The last thing I seen though, all I can say is this, man. And this is just something, just take it for what it's worth to you, man, as a 5%. Don't line people up in this knowledge. Like, don't line people up. Like, you know how we are, man. We the 5%. When I say we, I'm talking about all of us. You know how we are. Don't line somebody up. Don't give them poor knowledge. Don't half-ass the teaching with somebody and then send them outside amongst the other 5%. You lining that person up, man. So I don't know why, but to me, it's like, yo, these things that you're saying, if you really got that from him, I don't know if you distorting it or this is what you really got from him. But look, if this is what he's really telling you, son, then you need to check the files, man. You need to check the files, man, and just at the very least, put some seasoning on that truth, man. Put some seasoning on that truth, man, and acknowledge who you talking to. Fortunately for me, they haven't said nothing to me. You understand what I'm saying? And I just want to keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? I've observed a little bit of the situation, but listen, man, do not line nobody up in this knowledge, man, by giving them poor knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? You know, don't get so caught up, you know, because we all been there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody give you the knowledge of yourself. They give you something that we see as saving our life, that we have a great deal of respect for these people. You understand what I'm saying? And see, you got people that get used to that. And in order to maintain that, right, they got to always have a little bit of knowledge over you. You know what I'm saying? They build you into a follower. You know what I'm saying? And these are the type of people that you see walking around all the time, talking about my enlightenment told me this, my enlightenment told me that. But never the part that they drew up. Don't get me wrong, yeah, we all refer back to the knowledge and wisdom that was the foundation of us getting the knowledge. But see, if you taught by a teacher, then they teach you what? They teach you how to learn these things for yourself and how to become self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? They show you the things and all the ropes of how they were successful. But see, if you learn from somebody, man, who wants to have followers, then you're gonna find yourself for the rest of your life saying, you know, the Honorable Darkim Muhammad told me this. Because that's what you might as well say. That's what you might as well say if that's what you're walking around talking about. See, like I said, you know, if you know, I don't go through all the books for you, but look, I give you the names of the people, I give you the dates, the places, and all of this. So you could go research it on your own. West Coast Wise said they try to recruit me by telling me some secret information about firstborn Christ. Yes, that's another person you got to watch out for. See, you got to watch out for that person, right? Where, remember back in the day, well, this is way back. A lot of y'all new brothers, y'all probably, but for the older brothers, remember when you used to be watching Bugs Bunny and it was that one commercial, not that one commercial, it was that one cartoon where all the soldiers was on the line and it was a dangerous mission that they wanted one of the soldiers to go on, but the mission was so dangerous that they asked like, yo, if you want to volunteer for this mission, step forward. And everybody stepped back except one person. So it made it look like that one person stepped forward. See, beware of that person, right? That can't elevate, right? So the only way for them to make it look like they dealt with elevation is to pull everybody else down. See, that's just a character in life. Watch out for that person. Watch out for that person. Take your pick of any degree between 28 and 32, and that person is in there. Just take your pick. You just take a pick. This is a time for you to exercise your understanding, right? Of where you see that person in those degrees. But listen, those are the degrees that person is in. They in the 21 to 32 in the 1 to 40. Yeah, see, now, but look, here's the thing, and maybe it was because, you know, I was right there. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, what you're saying, that, you know, you have individuals that try to impress somebody by saying firstborn prince went to Madawan before Allah. You know, see, we not here believing in no holy people. See, that's when you got to use your knowledge to build. That's a good example. Where it's like, hold up, man. You know, the black man's God, you know what I'm saying? we all equal. So you telling me something about this? It's not this. Like, see, right now, if you was to tell a Christian, right, that Mary had sex, it would crush the whole Christianity, son. Like, if you produce some evidence, son, in the church that Mary had sex, it would crush the whole church because their belief is caught up on that person being holy. It's not dealing with the knowledge and the wisdom. It's not dealing with the teachings, the freedom, justice, and equality, what was Jesus' teachings. It's caught up in the holiness of certain people. It's caught up in the holiness of Abraham, the holiness of Jesus, Noah. These certain people, you understand what I mean, who is ordained, to your Jacobs and your Davids. Now, Illuminati said the way you see it, real gods give you power, not themselves. I mean, I would word that a little bit differently, but I'm from that era where, because that's a certain level of consciousness. Just watching how you say things. Don't get me wrong, I know what you mean, and I agree with you, but what I would say would be, the true and living God don't put no limitations on your power. See, because you got to develop your own power. You understand what I'm saying? Which I'm sure that we saying the same thing, but I'm just saying that, see, that's how you stay sharp. You understand what I'm saying? Because, some things, it take you a minute. Like if you say, yo, I'm gonna jump in the car and go to the store, that's gonna take a minute. You got time, you gotta get your keys, you think about all types of stuff. But see, when you speaking in real time, right, it's a split second between you having a thought and that thought coming out your mouth. So see, your consciousness had to be really on point. So certain things, like when I was coming to the knowledge, saying that you was chilling, or even illing, these was terms that was used, like somebody see, yo, what's up? Chilling. This was something, first of all, what's up? Sun, moon, and stars. Chilling. The sun don't chill. So a lot of people saw that, what I'm saying is, we just nitpicking, but in reality, this is developing your mind. Because you're not speaking from a program script no more. You're speaking, right, going to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Crib is for babies. We guys. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So, a lot of times when I say things, that's why I say, I'm adding on with you. You know what I mean? But we have to watch how we say these things, man, because, we're not just speaking to other people. When we say these things, we also programming ourselves a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When you constantly saying something to yourself, this is a thought that's running through your head. You understand what I'm saying? So, beware of how you word things. You know what I'm saying? Some things we just picked up, like see Melissa Davis coming in right there, like see how many times, you be talking, you know what I'm saying? And you be talking about a woman and you say a word, right? Well, you like, well, not, let me take that back. But that's because you're so used to saying that you're going according to just that program now. And you're not really acknowledging your own wisdom. You see what I mean? So how you going to get the best part from it? See, all of these is where you begin to apply your knowledge, man, and you use your knowledge to build, right, to add on the positivity and to destroy things that don't need to be in your cipher, don't need to be around you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, for most people, these are things that you know, you kind of gotta decide on your own. You know what I mean? Because some people, you know, some people, it could be penicillin. Some people is allergic to it. You gotta stay away from it. Other people, it's a life curing, it's you know, a life saving substance for them. See, Ajax Mathematic, you the only person that just say it the regular way. You the only person. Listen, just say it the way everybody else say it. What is this right here, free to be me? He says civilized people, Muslims and Muslim sons. What's that? What do you mean by that? I'm just asking you because you put Muslims and Muslim sons in the, and you know, just dealing with that book that just came out, it just piques my interest. It piques my interest of why you included Muslims and Muslim sons. See, that's something a lot of people don't notice. Ain't no more instructions in there for Muslims and Muslim sons. Like once you pass the 16th degree, you only deal with the civilized people. She was telling you the Muslim, you know, there's no Muslims other than righteous and the Muslim training and all of that. So after you get to who's the 5%, that's the last time I mentioned that. They don't say what's the duty of a Muslim. What's the duty of a civilized person? They don't say if a Muslim does not perform his duty, what must be done. So that's elements, you know what I'm saying, that's related to, you know, how this knowledge, you know, the journey this knowledge took, you know what I mean, in order, what's going on that? You know, the journey that this knowledge took in order to come to us. Yeah, absolutely. There's no denying that. But is that what we're dealing with right now? No. The call for unity. I mean, yeah, you know, but you know, they don't have to stop being Muslims and Muslim sons for us to have unity. And we don't have to stop being 5%. You know what I'm saying? You know, these things is, you know, first of all, personal. You know, the laws that we're dealing with is universal, but I'm saying, like I said, for a person, like, look, if a person can't handle 7, let them be on 5 or 6 or 4, whatever they want to be on. If I want to be on 7, don't try to hold me back to 2 with you know, over there praying. I don't want to be over there. I want to be over here on 7. You understand what I'm saying? You know, where we need unity at is in the worldly matters. You understand what I'm saying? You know, when I say that, I mean, you know, economics, you know, politics, you know what I'm saying? These things that, you know, is to benefit to us as original people. You understand what I'm saying? And then, you know, whatever you get from in terms of the economics, you know, if you want to go buy a red flag with a moon and star on it, go buy a red flag with a moon and star. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go buy, a white flag with the 7 and the moon and the sun on it, go buy that one. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go buy a cross with your money, go buy a cross. Hold on, somebody's at the door real quick. Let me come right back. Nah, that wasn't our business. You know what I'm saying? So I did a good amount of rambling. You got any questions? Because it's been a minute. I'm sure some people came across some degrees that they had some questions about. Hold on, let me put the link in here. Anybody that wants to come on, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you're definitely right about that. You know what I mean? I don't say these, like in terms of the first part of that wasn't what I started, but in terms of the part where I'm saying about people trying to draw you up, um, if that's what you want to do, like I said, that I did say that as in the course of me building, is look, I'd rather you go be a good Christian. I'd rather you go be a sincere Christian and follow those 10 principles, deal with those 10 principles the same way I deal with my 10 principles. You deal with the 10 commandments, I deal with supreme mathematics. You know what I'm saying? If you deal with, the science of Jesus being a poor, righteous teacher, that's the Christian story. Is that Jesus was a poor, righteous teacher. You know what I'm saying? And if these is the things that you're dealing with, I'd rather you do that. Than for you to be a fake 5%. But see, that's what you got a lot of people that ain't really sincere with nothing. See, when they do that, they using their knowledge to build. That's the knowledge that they got. Just like our lesson tell us, you held responsible for what you know is right. So everyone is totally up to this. We don't have any questions today. Y'all some very wise brothers and sisters. See, I've been Smoke Dower. Let me see Smoke Dower in a minute. Smoke Dower, how you been drawing up these current events? I know Smoke Dower got some points of view for us here. How you see the current events, Smoke Dower? See, we got to talk to Smoke Dower. Smoke Dower, I can't recall how old he is, but he listens to that trap music. He listens to that trap music, so you know he's a young brother. what you say here, free to be me? That's what I tell the Christians. But he died so we don't have to do the knowledge. La Illuminati is, if you go in the community tab, on um on my page, you'll see the post about the book that I was talking about. So Smoke Dower said, for me, Lord, this whole thing is like the neighboring block getting indicted. It got nothing to do with us. I mean, that's that's pretty much my point of view too. So what is the plan for this next regime? When is the inauguration? In 2 days, right? What are we going to do in reference to our situation and what we can accomplish through the political process with this next administration? You got to see what the young is thinking. Hey, look, Wordsmith, like I said, if you Google it, I think it's Umar Samad or something like that. He got a website. Let me see something. Let me see if I can find it here. Y'all know how we do over here. Now that we hotel, we pull the screen up. Shout out to Encyclopedia Brown. Quizar Quaco LeBron, man. We got some old schoolers in here today, man. Smoke Dower, Quizar Quaco, La Illuminati. Shaquem was in here. So Smoke Dower said maybe you could add on, but as a 5%, I don't see us clicking up with any governmental regime. And I know you're going to tell me about Mayor Lindsay. Now, I ain't just going to tell you about Mayor Lindsay. But what I would tell you about is that, I guess it's kind of related to what you're saying, but see, we got to produce our own candidates. You understand what I'm saying? That's why the different factions that you see right now have been successful, is that they've been able to produce candidates that see things their way by starting from the education of the person. You know what I'm saying? So to give you an example, right? If you look at the Democratic Party right now, the younger generation of Democrats, they lean in towards socialism. And the older generation of Democrats, they're totally against socialism, and they're they kind of happy with the status quo. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons for that is because of their education. You see, the older people like Nancy Pelosi, they grew up, you know, in the World War II and right after World War II era. So their education about socialism is about people being aggressive, you know, and trying to conquer. You know what I mean? So they look at socialism as Hitler and Stalin and these people that was using that form of government to dominate people. You see, for the younger generation, socialism to them is, you know, Che Guevara, Ho Chi Minh, people who was freedom fighters. You know, they fought to at least, you know, whatever side of the coin you on, they fought to get people out of their homeland. You know what I mean, and have self-determination. So just that educational way of looking at it, right? It determines what kind of laws and policies they're gonna be ready to institute. You see what I'm saying? And so we got to start looking at that from the time of education. You see, what we're doing right now is just waiting for a selection of people and then hoping that those people look out for us. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we got to produce our own candidates through being able to, you know, finance these campaigns. You know what I'm saying? You know, the people who, you know, when you look at the people who finance a campaign, right? Then you see the businesses and the people that's affiliated with that, they prosperous during that administration. So, for instance, with Ronald Reagan, he came in office and he was elected by the business interests. The business interests, you know, they wanted to make more and more money. And so you see like the Wall Street and the corporations and all of them, they prosper a lot during the 80s. You know what I'm saying? You know, George Bush, the first one, right? He's really from Connecticut, but you know, he made his name in Texas. And so you see him invading Iraq, you know what I'm saying, and doing things that's dealing with dealing with oil, you know what I'm saying, and doing things that cause the price of oil to rise, you know what I'm saying. He was supported by the police establishment, and so you saw that he turned them loose and increased their budgets, you know what I'm saying. Bill Clinton, he was another guy that came in there representing business. You know what I'm saying? He came in representing the banks and things of that nature. So you see that, you know, all of the things that led up to the crash, or deregulating the banks and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You saw all of those industries prosper. You know what I'm saying? Then you get George Bush in there again, the son, and again, he's from Connecticut, but he made his name in Texas. And so you see him doing stuff to make the price of oil go up. You know what I'm saying? Obama was represented by the unions, the teachers union, and the healthcare industry. You know what I'm saying? And so you see him, signing the what do you call it? I don't want to say Obamacare, but Obamacare. You see what I'm saying? You know, these is the things that we got to look at, see, because we not dealing with that, and then we wonder, well, why this person ain't looking out. I mean, at the end of the day, you haven't educated the person, so the person don't see things like you, right? And on top of that, look at what side of the bread. Look what they said. What side of the bread is buttered? Which side of, they know where the butter is coming from. And so, for y'all younger generation, I mean, for all of us, because I ain't going no place no time soon. We got to start looking at that. Like, see, right now, right, they're already lining up who's going to be running in 2024. Like, if you go right now and you ask them, yo, listen, who's going to be in the mix for 2024? They already got front runners. And so we can't let them be predicting history more in advance than we predicted. And so we got to start putting these things on our mind, smoked out. You understand what I'm saying? Because, people is going to do what they educated to do. You know what I'm saying? In schools, they teach the kids computers because they know this is what they want you to do when you show up at the job. So Dower says, I would concede that we would benefit greatly from an NGE political action group. Yeah, see, that's the type of, you gotta put your heads together. We gotta start to put these things into activation. Like, we can't just keep speaking on these things as if they're good ideas. Because a lot of the things we're saying, let's face it, it's not like it's new. Shaheed Davis. A lot of these things we're saying, it's not like they new. Marcus Garvey was talking about this stuff. Other people before him at the same time with him, et cetera, they just may not have had that level of popularity that he had. But now it's a matter of putting it into activation. It has to be, like minds of people that you're dealing with. Let me see, let me back up here. Because Quaco Laban says, at the same time, they're showing us what the establishment is capable of. Who's establishment? I mean, they always kind of, I was brother tell me that, I got to understand white supremacy. Yeah, it's white on white. Where's white supremacy kicking in at? You know what I'm saying? So they look up to the sky for a 2,000-year-old God to do what we can do for ourselves. Indeed, and not just that, they don't just look up in the sky for a 2,000-year-old God, but like I said, using your knowledge. He got a bad 2,000-year history. Like, you got, like, when he supposed to show back up? When he was 30, right? Like, you disappeared from 13 to 30. So then you had 3 years where you looked out for the people. Then for the last 2,000 years, you catching hell and you ain't did shit. So the 2,000 years since then, even if we really believe that you was God, I mean, what's the deal? See, because that's how they counted for me and you. Me and you can't just say, oh, we was righteous for 3 years back in the days. No, you get fire and brimstone. So, that's why Christianity is not saying all that religious stuff. I don't care where it comes from. This is a bad track record with that. Self-Out Bill said Biden already switched up in amnesty for immigrants, and this is prior to being sworn. People are going to realize eventually they've been duped. There is no savior coming to save them. Yeah, the I'm looking at it in a way like, most of the people, right, they voted for Trump. I mean, they voted for they voted for Biden to get rid of Trump. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Now, once Trump is gone, you understand what I'm saying? And this is another thing when I'm actually smoked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you going to deal with this regime and the things, the policies, and the laws that they're going to institute? You know what I'm saying? Do people have that pressure ready to put on? In that way that people wasn't, they might have been ready, but they wasn't prepared emotionally to put pressure on Obama. See, that to me, that's another thing that people do that's a little retarded when you really think about it. So this is what I said, when you really use your knowledge. Like, you had Obama in office for 8 years, didn't ask him for nothing. Then Trump get in there for 4 years and you blame him for everything you don't got. He's not even your people. You supposed to ask your people for what you want. So you notice when Obama got in office, there were some people that was prepared. They was prepared emotionally, and they was prepared with their ideas of what kind of policies they wanted to be instituted. So you see these people get what they want. The immigration lobby was there prepared to pressure Obama. The same-sex marriage lobby was prepared and had, exactly their ideas ready of what they wanted Obama to do for them. Where most black people were saying, well, look, we got to give the brother a break because, they're going to give him a hard time. So we don't want to make him look bad. Then you get Trump in there and you decide to ask him for everything. See, this is a misunderstanding of politics. It's a misunderstanding of politics. And, I'm not condemning, because you got to realize that we haven't been dealing with politics for that long. See, that's another element of the game. You got to realize we just been in this thing in terms of the politics. We really just got involved in the 50s and 60s. I'm trying to find. Whoa. All right. Let's see. Let's see if I can. If I could try to find this guy's site. But yeah, we definitely we gotta pay attention to that. To what this dude is doing, and be aware of how destructive they could be as well. The field said in the Reconstruction era, insurrection was a regular thing. I was reading about Cherokee Bill, and he sounded like these youths today with the drill culture. And I don't think I'm familiar with Cherokee Bill per se. Um, but when you say insurrection, you're talking about the like the former soldiers from the South. Divine Truth said he has a question. I saw the post where they spoke of the guy buying all the farmland. It also said he owned most of the farmland. What's your understanding on that? Why do you think that information was manifested now? I mean, it's news. You know what I'm saying? When I get some information, I analyze it. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, for me, that's too much paranoia. Just for me as an individual to, think that. I mean, first of all, the person that it was speaking about was Bill Gates. And so for me, it fits right in with what Bill Gates was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not so leery about who's presenting the knowledge. I'm more looking at the fact that this is a dude who has already made big inroads. He definitely didn't corner the market or nothing like that. But somebody who's made big inroads, he's making billions of dollars, and he's having a huge impact on healthcare, which is Bill Gates. So if you're controlling a large chunk of healthcare and you controlling a large chunk of food, you know what I'm saying? You're controlling life itself to some degree, life and death at least. You know what I'm saying? I would be more, that to me is the more concerning thing than why did they tell me that now? You know what I'm saying? Like if that doesn't appear to be a distraction to me. Yeah, right. SW is saying whatever that we want to accomplish, we need to drill that into the babies as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? Drill that into, whoever's the people that can, reach the highest potential of those ideas, the people that can take those ideas further than where we at right now. Hold on, I'm supposed to be looking for this thing. Anyway, I know I found this guy. All right, here it goes. Oh, wait, that's the. All right, this is it. Hold up. Shit. Why it ain't showing right there? Wait, hold on. Let me try to share my page and share it again. this? Wait. Try to figure this out. Well, it says I'm sharing, but it's not sharing. All right. Hold up. It's about to come up now. Yeah, I know I'm just getting started with this. I'm just getting started with this. This is Zoom right here. I was used to StreamYard. Zoom works better in a lot of ways. But you see this site right here? This Samad Masjid. This is the person who wrote the book. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, right here, it doesn't in particular, it doesn't say anything about us. You know, and I don't see the reference to the book. But I did see this on his page. You can see right there, he's a follower of Dr. Malachi Z.K. York. I didn't know about the K, I know about Z. You know what I'm saying? So this is, you see the website right there for info, www.salammasjid.com. This is the address to this site right there. You know, for those that's adventurous enough to go over there and see what that's about, if that's what you want to, you know. For me personally, I don't have time. So the wordsmith brought somebody up, Thomas Sankara. Who's Thomas Sankara? I don't think I'm familiar with him. Ville said, I think it starts with claiming to be American for political purposes because it has railroaded progress for original people dealing with politics, calling yourself black. But can you elaborate on that? I'm not sure which I'm not sure in which ways. And matter of fact, speaking of this topic, how could I be, you know, this actually, but shout out to Martin Luther King. Shout out to the good doctor. Should have brought that up earlier. But you just bringing that up right there about the progress and being black and everything, it just jogged my memory. And before I started the live, I was already saying I should start off with that. So that was me now using my knowledge to build right there. You see what happens? But I came around. The wordsmith said, do you think Obama was about improving conditions for original people or just a puppet? Nah, I don't think he was about improving conditions for original people. I think he's somebody who's, you know, he's educated. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if he sees I mean, his education is different from mine. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, when you go to school in general, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that got kids know this. You know what I'm saying? When you send your kids to school, they get 2 educations over there. You know what I'm saying? They get an education from the teachers, but they also get an education from their friends. See, we all send our kids off to school, nice little kids. They don't curse. They don't say nigga. And what we get back is not just the education, it's not just reading, writing, and arithmetic. You know what I'm saying? And so I just don't think he has any sincere empathy for what we going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my thing is this, forget everybody. You could at least look out for Chicago, my G. Like, how could you be from Chicago, you in the White House, and you watching this on the news every day? You might as well be like the mystery God, man, that people pray to all the time, and he don't never really offer no real, salvation. He keeps hope alive. People thinking that Jesus is going to come back and save them one day, you know what I'm saying, and punish the souls of all these people that's doing stuff to them in real life. So he offers hope, but it's never really no change. You know what I'm saying? So if he was going to help original people, I mean, you were in that position. Like, he didn't pardon not one, well, not to my knowledge. You didn't pardon none of the brothers from the Panthers. You didn't pardon, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't got nothing to do with they domestic terrorists, because they didn't pardon other people that's like that. Shout out to those brothers too, but you pardoning drug dealers, man. Like, you didn't pardon nobody that's gonna come out here with certain ideas, you know what I mean, with a certain mentality that might have enough respect, might have the power to talk to some brothers in Chicago. Maybe it wouldn't have worked, but I didn't see what he tried that really was going to help brothers. You know what I'm saying? So and then when just a lot of his policies, they had an adverse effect, on brothers around the world on an international level. Like, you're the opposite of Marcus Garvey. So, that's my take on it, but, maybe you could tell me some things that he did that might contradict that. Shakim said we need our own political party along with candidates we raise up. However, it needs to be funded. Therein lies the problem. We are not a financially responsible people yet. Yeah. But again, that deals with education. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, with the dude that wrote the book, these marketing people, you gotta realize these people got masters and doctorate degrees in playing with people's minds. Like, when you give your child a cell phone and they get on the internet and they start going to their little kid sites, they got people, man, that got doctorate degrees in child psychology, to where they got it broken down in every age group, to where how you market to a 3-year-old is not the same way you market to a 5-year-old. How you market to little girls is not the same way you market to little boys. And they have 150 years at least of studying all these different types of psychologies and all these different mental capacity levels. And all of that knowledge is used to make these ads. You understand what I'm saying? To sell this kind of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying that, that too is another level of education that a person has to have, right, in order to have the knowledge to say, all right, I know which things that's here that I want to add on, and I know, which things to block out. You know what I'm saying? But that's an issue and a half. Let me catch up right now. Just for well, nobody never tell me that I'm talking. Shaquem said something that's high powered right here. We allowing history to repeat itself. And, that's clear, Shaquem, because, you could go to almost any of the great orators, you know what I'm saying, whether it's Malcolm X, whether it's, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, you can go back to Frederick Douglass and see that the complaints that we have is the same complaints. Like it's the same the same thing. Like you could take a speech from Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying, and just have a person say it over right now. Of course, his speech is so well known, you're not gonna be. But I'm saying, like, let's say somebody who never heard Malcolm X speak, and he could give a speech and it can fit right in right now. So that's I'm 100% in agreement on that. Ali Muhammad is trying to run for some type of official positions in the government. I mean, let's see what happens, he's definitely somebody, I don't agree with him on a lot of things, but in terms of on that political level, I don't see him being a charlatan. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him going in there and getting absorbed into the establishment where he just becomes like kind of a rubber stamp where we do something messed up in the community, but we make Ali Muhammad the lead person. So we say, yo, this is this bill that's sponsored by Ali Muhammad. And he's the one that comes out and sell it to the people, which is what they do with a lot of Black politicians. I don't see him doing that. You know what I mean? From what I never met him personally, but just from what he presented on the videos, I think he could be good at it. And ain't nobody definitely ain't gonna out talk him. When he comes to giving speeches on the House floor, I don't think they're gonna be out talking Ali Muhammad. So Reveal said laws was passed and land was taken due to original people not having knowledge of who and what they was dealing with. Yeah, but what that got to do with being Black? We not in the position that we in because of terms. And what I'm saying is that, you could tell me that in the legal system, according to legalese, Black might mean a certain thing, but that's not what Black means. What does Kemet mean? Don't Kem means Black? Like, that's not scientifically in the world of science. Black don't mean dead. We in a position that we in because of who we are, not what they call us. Like, if they change the name of slavery, it's still gonna be slavery. I agree with that part of, not knowing who and what they was dealing with, but because this is something that I don't understand. And this is one of the things, you still, this idea still depends on the Roman law and the British common law as it's developed into the American law. Like, if people keep saying that if we knew that we was the native Indians, what is that going to do? That's going to give you a claim to the land where? In the U.S. Supreme Court? What you think that's going to do? Like, where you going with that? The United Nations? Where you going that's going to make a difference? You still trying to make a case in the system of law that is designed to keep you down by any name. Like, you still, I don't get it. I haven't, there's something I'm missing there. Self-out Bill said Trump did look out for HBCUs though, and in regards to money, not pro-Trump, but it's a fact. I mean, that's, to me, look at the facts. That's what I like about a politician. Is what is the facts of what is the facts of the outcomes of the laws and policies that you instituted. You understand what I'm saying? Other than that, I seen them come, I seen them go. Politicians, that is. There you go, Wordsmith. Smoked out was at Umar Saman getting mad love right now. Hey, listen, he asked for it. Why not let that man listen? He wants to get love, So Reveal said that's why they kept moving around tribes so they wouldn't unite against the oppressor. Moving around what tribes? Free to be is stupid. He said Bill Gates can't keep viruses off the computer, but going to give you a vaccine to prevent viruses. You see why they never should have gave you niggas 120? Smoked Hour, you said, what did this brother do? You mean the brother, he got a new book out there to draw up. He got a new book out there to draw up the young 5%ers. You know what I mean? People that's new to the knowledge, who he's I don't want to make him sound that bad, but he's like a kidnapper offering candy to little kids. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up to little kids and saying, I lost my puppy. I need help finding it. You want to help me find the puppy? Get in the car. See, you gotta understand these things when you see these people. You know what I mean? Like I said, he could be sincerely trying to save our souls. But if you sincerely trying to save our souls, why aren't you saying this to us? Why are you putting it on the internet for sale? Okay, so Thomas Sankara was a socialist leader in Africa who did a revolution but was eventually assassinated by the French. All right. What country? I probably heard of him in sometimes I go through you have to jog my memory. Shakim said anybody holding the position of president is a puppet. Um, I'm of that same mindset that the president is a like the president can't really be black or white. The president is president color. Just police is not really black or white. They blue. They told you that blue lives matter. You know what I'm saying? Just in order to get in that position, you got to be able to, at least today in this marketing landscape, you got to kind of be this person that, you can appear to be everybody's friend. You know what I'm saying? The terminology that they use and everything is just to appease people to get in a certain position. You know what I'm saying? But you remember a movie called Ron Burgundy? I don't watch many movies. But no, I think the movie was Newsroom or something, and the character was Ron Burgundy. But it was like, Ron Burgundy just reads the teleprompter. He just, he don't even know what he's saying. Like you could put anything on the teleprompter and they'll say it. That's how the president is to me. Why are you gonna say mathematics? Malcolm X wouldn't have seen the mathematics. He might have seen it. He didn't get a shot. You know what I'm saying? He was busy getting into action, doing his thing, Um, at the end of the day, man, he got his face blown off, for the things that he believed in, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of us, we sit around and analyze this and that about him, but when trouble happened, we go the other way. You know what I'm saying? So do I think he made mistakes? Yeah. But like I said, even with the devil, we don't just take the devil head off, you understand what I'm saying, indiscriminately, because then you didn't learn the lesson of why the devil was made. Doing that kind of thing is not our nature. You understand what I'm saying? So by the same token, I wouldn't take, Martin Luther King or, any of the brothers that was around at that time, unless you legitimately have an FBI file, working for them. We gotta grow, from their mistakes. We gotta look at the things that they did wrong. You know what I'm saying, and come up with solutions for those things. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they did. They illuminated the dark corners, things that nobody that's coming through there the first time would be able to see. You understand what I'm saying? Like when a certain area has to be mapped out, or a certain topic or whatever, the first people that go into that, in some cases, they teach you what not to do. You know what I'm saying? They teach you which ways is the wrong direction. And then, so now you got more of a chance of going in the right direction. Like say it's 8 paths out of here Okay, they tried 3 of them and they didn't work. So now at least we know, we got a 1 in 5 chance instead of a 1 in 8 chance. Just like I was saying with the political thing of having people prepared, right? Like, in 1964, right, when they got the Civil Rights Act, they should have had a plan where they said, okay, by 1976, we want to produce a candidate. We want to produce some candidates. We want to find some kids that's in high school and college right now and groom them to be politicians that will come, you know what I'm saying? So, in those ways, those lessons that I learned from Martin Luther King and other people that, some things, it appears to be a failure only when you look at it in a short distance of time. Like if you look at it in a short distance of time during his life, Marcus Garvey was unsuccessful. But when you look at how his thought, you know what I mean, is so prevalent right now, how his thought and the ideas that he popularized, when you look at how it forms the basis, right, of so much that's done right now, he was successful. He's one of the most successful people, even in the strength of, if you just go by the story. Now, I don't want to get into it. I don't know if Mr. Spot or the original Mythbuster is in here, but if we just deal with the story of Jesus, Jesus was a failure. Remember, Jesus is supposed to be becoming the king of Israel and then the king of the world, but he got killed. So if you look at it in that short distance of time, he was a failure. But when you look at it right now, that Christianity is probably the second most dominant religion in the world, he was successful. We say here the wordsmith says Sankara initiated policies where subjects in his country weren't allowed to wear foreign clothes or support outside business. And this is why the French wanted him dead. Yeah, the French, though, the French, they always come up smelling like a rose. That's one thing I get at French. They you gotta observe the French art of war, man. Where the French could lose a war, man, and come out with better terms than they had before the war. Like they gave up all of their colonies in Africa, or they so-called gave them up, but the deal that they left them with, the conditions of the independence, was actually a better deal for the French than they had when they was being, super colonial. I don't know because I don't know what the word is, because it's still colonized, through the banking industry and the political world, but they end up with a better deal than they had before the independence. Smoked Hour, what is the Salem Masjid? You got to look in the community tab on my page, and I put a post up about it's a book that an individual that's affiliated with this wrote, and I guess it's about us and the Freemasons and the Shriners. It's called a problem book. You know what I'm saying? And this is weird stuff to me. Illuminati said Trump freed like 5 of my family and friends that had life. Ain't that something? Reveal said black is not a nationality for political purposes. The devil bear witness to our sign, so if we don't make it plain, he will destroy it. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. What is nationality? Like, you got to explain to me step by step, right? Like how I can show you step by step that if you go through mathematics, right, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, all the way to born, I can show you step by step how that would lead to the independence of your mind. I can show you how, that could lead to, you being the sole controller over your life and destiny. Like, how exactly is a concept that's only 150 years old, right? How is this concept gonna like what is it gonna do? That's what I'm not understanding. Like, nationality itself is an idea that comes from Europeans. Like, this is one of the things that they did is their nationality concept, right? Versus the tribal concept that everybody else had in the world. Like, they developed in particular in that way into these nation states. But it's not that old. Like, it's not even as old as Christianity. Like, at the time of Jesus, you had empires and kingdoms. There was no nations. So what I'm saying is that's what this is what I don't understand. That's the part I don't understand. Is that you're telling me, because when you say nationality, right? You know what I'm saying? This is something that every nation that exists right now is something that is they call it that because it's recognized by other Europeans. Meaning, for instance, they got these people in the Middle East called the Kurds. And the Kurds feel like they got their own country. But they not recognized. Like, tell me, like what you're saying right now, right? How's that working for the Palestinians? Like, the Palestinians can prove that they've been there. How's that working? How's it working for the South Africans? How's it working for the indigenous people that's in the Amazon? This is what I'm saying. I'm looking at the other examples. I'm asking because I don't know. Like, I don't understand what people. I don't understand this concept. You said Obama via Eric Holden made it so your homies wouldn't get life in the first place. When did that happen? Daniel Muhammad said Hillary Clinton made Obama denounce Farrakhan and his own pastor, Jeremiah Wright, to cut him off from the black community, social engineering, prevent him from building, and now he can't swim 9,000 miles back. I mean, was he ever really there? Because look, here's the thing. Now you out of office. Okay, now you out of office. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, it's been 4 years since you've been in office. That's what I'm saying in terms of, like, yeah, you could exercise your power to do something about the young brothers, man, and what's happening to them in Chicago. But instead, you and your wife is just going around writing books and doing speeches and making millions of dollars, man. Like, see, first of all, he half white. Let's get that out of the way. I wasn't all that excited, that, a black man is, listen, man, this has been the case since we've been here. Is them placing half white people at the top of our society and telling us that they black. This has been the case, man, that you have these half white people who don't really get into the action, son. They don't get into the action. But then as soon as the benefits come from whatever we did, now they get placed at the top. So see, I'm aware of that off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Obama was somebody that, just like Fard, where they were saying that Obama was Fard was somebody who could pass amongst the white people, you know what I'm saying? And have certain benefits of movement and status, right? That a darker skinned person couldn't have, and yet he could move amongst the original people too. You know what I'm saying? The same way, what's this lady's name? The Indian lady. You gotta have somebody there to, somebody who is going to pull in the minority vote. That's what I saw him as. He was just a strategic character that was placed there to appeal to the coalition that the Democrats have built since the Nixon administration. But you said, speaking of Malcolm X, that One Night in Paris, directed by Regina King, is 10 for 10 on Amazon right now. Or One Night in Miami. What is this? Like some kind of porn movie or something? Who's Malcolm X? Where's One Night in Miami? I'm not familiar with this. This is what is this about? Tommy Robinson said, why does the government celebrate people they got rid of? Because they got rid of their ass. There's a couple of reasons for that. You know what I'm saying? And how they apply it to certain things. Sometimes they do that in order to aggrandize themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like the bigger and badder Goliath is, right? Then the more heroic David is. You know what I'm saying? Another reason is, once you are gone, now we can begin to manipulate the image without interference from you. We don't want you interfering in this propaganda we're going to begin to feed. You know what I'm saying? The biggest propaganda that affected the people really starting from my generation, starting from so I'm sure it affects younger brothers, but this idea that Martin Luther King was a beloved figure. Like Malcolm X became a beloved figure, but after, when I first, Malcolm X was still, Martin Luther King was said to be the most dangerous person in America. And we talking about a time when there's a lot of things going on. And you saying that this preacher is the most dangerous man in America. But now his image and his memory could be crafted into something to make us docile. You know what I'm saying? It's like a different type of example from the example where, you tie the biggest buck on the farm up and you whip him into submission. Basically, God, you whip him into submission so that it could cause everybody else to behave according to the plantation rules. This is why they do that. You know what I'm saying? And it also, they able to promote this image of, and this is something they do a lot. You know what I mean? Where like if they'll say that. Like if you hear them talking, they talk about slavery, the election of Obama, this new image that they have for Malcolm X, as if, we had some bad stuff about us, but, we overcame it, with our great democracy and capitalism and Christianity, we overcame all of these, prejudices, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So they got a lot of reasons that they do it. You said, why did we take Jerusalem from the devil? How long ago? You can't find understanding on that. Now, where you want the kind of religious? You want the religious point of view, or you want the historical points of view? You know what I'm saying? In general, everything from when the Muslims is, well, I'll let you first tell me which one you want. But basically the Muslims and the Christians was at war, during the entire conquest. Like the lands that the Muslims was taking over was the Roman Empire. Like Northern Africa and all these places that they was going, the Middle East, all of this stuff was the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? So it had been wars going on with them, over territory, over being able to control the resources that was on those lands. And from the religious standpoint of we all claiming this place as the foundation because of the Abrahamic religion science. You know what I'm saying? And so, the entire time, Islam, according to the story, Encyclopedia Brown coming here and take it to another level. But the movement of Islam was about reforming like a reform movement for all the people who's supposed to be doing whatever they supposed to be worshiping the right way to deal with the covenant. You know what I'm saying? The covenant of Abraham that you're supposed to inherit all of this place. You know what I'm saying? So they was beefing about that. Seven 93rd said the French understand the politics of war. Yeah, it looks like they do. You said BLM put black on their minds. You said Eric Holder did away with many of the mandatory minimum for drug offenses, the super predator football number guidelines. I mean, I hear you, man. You know what I mean? And look, a lot of us been there. I understand that aspect. But look, man, you can't help all of us, man, by helping the brothers that's been locked up. Like guaranteed, that's a situation. I'm not saying that I want brothers to be getting those kind of numbers. But what you did for the babies, man. Like you decided to come along and let out all these people that you had locked up for 25 years, like you did something. And like I said, shout out to those brothers. I would assist them, in any way I can to make the best out of their freedom. But what you did to stop brothers from getting into the jaws of that criminal justice system in the first place. You turn education over to the teachers union and kids ain't learned a goddamn thing since then. See, the same kids that you see out there, whatever you want to say, they out there wilding or whatever the case. These are the people that was miseducated by him over 8 years. Like kids, dudes that you see right now that's 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, these are dudes that was in school when Obama was there. What you did about that? See, now even with that, like, the connotation did, the pretext did, that you're going to help all of us by helping the brothers in jail. No. I ain't falling for that banana in the tailpipe. One Night in Miami is a fictional scenario where Malcolm, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and Ali spend the night politicking about society in Miami. Yeah, that's not the type of thing I look at. I ain't saying nothing to you. I'm saying that, I won't be seeing it. Unless I'm somewhere and somebody else has it on, but these kind of things. The brother that played Malcolm played it better than Denzel. That's a good compliment. Cause I ain't gonna front, man. Denzel, they did the makeup excellent on Denzel, man. They made him look just like Malcolm. Reveal said, I get calling ourselves black, born you truth. The concept is diluted in the USA, only seen as the helper or guarding the table they sitting at. Nah, this is what I'm saying. Let's say we decide to call ourselves Zebulon. Let's just say we just picked that name for whatever reason. We decided to start calling ourselves Zebulons. Like the Zebulon people in America the Zebulon people, like what difference would that make? Like would that change the history? Like would all of a sudden all of these original people become wealthy if we started calling ourselves Zebulon, or let's call ourselves Wakandans? Like is any of that going to change anything? I see what you're saying, but I'm saying, and look, I'm not a lawyer, not a paralegal, but I'm saying, walk me through some of this legal wrangling that we would do. Like, what's the legal strategy? You know what I mean? Like, we sit down, you Johnny Cochran, I'm OJ. You know, you explaining to me the strategy that we're gonna go in there and use in court. So explain to me how, because what you're telling me, right, is that the colored man is really against our name. He's not against us because we can change our name and then that's going to change our situation. What you're telling me is that he's against our name. That if we wasn't called black, then he wouldn't have been able to enslave us. Or at least this is the way I'm understanding. Like, walk me through this legal process because, to my knowledge, like when did we really start calling ourselves black? Because I was watching a video on Rob Bourne's channel. Shout out to Rob Bourne, right? I was watching a video on Rob Bourne's channel about it's a newspaper article where they took a survey of black people and asked them what would they want to call themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so people, and this article was from the 1900s. So what I'm saying is, when did people start being called black? Meaning, was people being called black when John Bunch, when he first got sentenced to lifetime of servitude? Like how I'm still missing something. Jarrell Barnes said that one night in Miami looks like a lot of dramatic licensing at hand. Yeah, and that's why I just, some things, some things was like, look, I like to remember you the way you was. I thought that's why we call ourselves original or Asiatic. I put Asiatic on my applications. Maybe why I don't get called back. I mean, that could be, but no, we call ourselves that because that's our name in the universe. Like, see, this is another question that I have. As far as I'm concerned, we have a claim on the entire planet. We don't have a claim on America or Africa, or we got a claim on the entire planet. You in Europe because we allowed you to be in Europe. So to me, you limited it by saying that. I understand. You need to take your ass back to the low country. That's why I need you to walk me through this. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, we can try it. we can start calling ourselves, Zebulons, and maybe something change. What you said here, La Illuminati, they disrespect the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and making Betty as if she wasn't a Muslim, make it agenda-based. Oh man, what happened? Did they inject a little feminism in there, La Illuminati? And this is a Hotep channel. This is a Hotep channel. Just make sure we mention that. Did everybody do the each one teach one and hit the like button? If you're new to the channel, subscribe, of course. Daniel Muhammad said, good point. They remake our heroes alive or dead, take fierce bulls into useful oxen, emasculation 101, use our heroes as a shield to hide behind. Yeah, indeed. And they make the hero, they make the person the hero too. So they choose the person for you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's also something that's in the power degree in the 1 and 14. Is you tell me all this fantastical stuff about Jesus, and then you use it as a shield to tell me that I shouldn't be interested in the stuff that you're doing, right? Because I'm supposed to be living this humble life of poverty like Jesus. Smoke Dollar said, you asking why is the power degree in the 114 in 120 lessons? To what end does that play into understanding the universe? It just seemed like such a random degree. Well, you got to understand your place in the universe too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of 120 is also devoted to how we got to here. You know what I'm saying? There's quite a bit of world history. There's some other things like Yakub that you can't really trace in terms of the secular world history. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the 1 and 14 in particular, right? The 1 and 40 does that too. But the 1 and 14, right? Actually, the 1 and 10, the 1 and 14, and the 1 and 40, right? Takes you from day one, the beginning that never began, right? It takes you from there all the way up to 1933. When it says, why is the devil selling the best part of the planet Earth? Because the Earth belongs to the original man. Why it belongs to the original man? Because we made it. We didn't make it and own it. That's what it tells you in the knowledge agreement 110. So it's taking you from that foundation all the way up to MGT and GCC, which is what they was doing in 1933. And all those other degrees is everything in between. You know what I'm saying? It's a very instrumental point in history, right? Because of the knowledge to build, which was given to the Caucasian at that time. Ideas that was manifested from individuals like the Knights Templar, et cetera, right? Who was a part of that, led up to things, like for instance, the Knights Templar, they talk about how these individuals came back. They was a part of the Catholic Church, and people who they affected with the ideas that they had ended up developing into the Masons, right? And the Masons was, I don't want to say it, I don't want to put a number on it, but a large percentage of the individuals who dealt with, a large percentage of the individuals who was the rebels in the French Revolution was the Masons, right? And during the French Revolution, when the monarchy fell, right, that was one of the things that sparked the Haitians to say, well, let's revolt over here too. They over there talking about the equality of man. Well, what about us? So, that's just one connection. We could take it a lot of different directions. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the lessons is telling you about how things got from the point where we, God and owners of the earth, right, to where we being owned. Yeah, you're right about that, SW. We talking about the world, Craig. The world. 793rd said elders who were around during that time looking around at that flick like, huh? And probably equivalent to someone writing a screenplay years later about Big and Pac kicking it to stop their old divide. I mean, yeah, and, I mean, look, the history is already exciting enough for me, man. Like, we ain't even got to make this up, man. Like, we could deal with the real history that occurred. We don't gotta make stuff up about what if they would have did something then. The real question is, what if we do something right now? Jason Rosario TV. That's the real question. What if we do something right now? Why don't you have a meeting, make up a movie about if all the gangs in Chicago sat down and made peace? If the leaders of all the gangs in Chicago sat down and had that same meeting. And then they came out of that meeting and executed those plans that they put their head together. See, you ain't gonna do nothing like that. See, that's why John Singleton, he can't get no financing. So, if I'm gonna watch some fiction, man, I want to choose the fiction. You know what I'm saying? I want to choose the fiction. I'll watch some fiction like that. But Smoked Hour, you still there? Did you get any understanding from what I said, or you still have questions? And everybody else, you know what I'm saying? We can start winding this one down. Everyone that made it this far in the video, of course, do the each one teach one. Hit the like button, share this out on your pages because, the random Jews, we got to do our own alerts. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, they don't know that I'm on. They don't know that I'm on Zoom yet. On StreamYard, they used to cut me off. They had me thinking it was my Wi-Fi. They had me thinking it was my Wi-Fi. Yeah, I don't think so either, Wordsmith. I don't know. Well, smoked out, that's good. You got enough of an understanding. If it comes to the point where you think of some more questions pertaining to that degree, you know what I'm saying? Because it's layers and layers. It's layers and layers, man. You know what I'm saying? In these degrees. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, even in terms of, like I said, when you dealing with the lessons, you know what I'm saying, you first see 196,940,000 square miles. Then you get further in the degrees and it breaks down uh the 57,255,000 square miles of land and 139,685,000 square miles of water. You know what I'm saying? So you go more in depth. When you're looking at one and 14, you're looking at quite a few clashes between the original man and the colored man. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're dealing with the culture degree and the confusion that they cause there, you know what I'm saying? If you're dealing with the 10th degree and, you're dealing with the wars of the different, kingdoms and empires of Islam versus the different kingdoms and empires of Europe. You know what I'm saying? These things, these elemental things about the beginning of Christianity is important. You know what I'm saying? Remember, on many different levels, slavery began from Christianity. You know what I'm saying? From Dum Diversis, which is the Pope saying that you can go to West Africa and anybody that you encounter who's not Christian, you can enslave, to I can't remember his name, but there was a priest who was the first one to suggest that because let me say so-called, because I don't want to get the indigenous people excited, but whatever people was here, because they wasn't able to, withstand it during warfare, it was a priest that suggested that they get slaves from West Africa, because those slaves, before they was coming over here, they was already going into Europe. So that's man, smoked out. That's a heavy shot right there. I'm not even that's a heavy shot. That's a heavy shot, smoked out. So we got anybody else? Any last of the questions? Oh, hold up, wait a minute. We got someone. Oh no, that's me. Do we have any last questions before we wind this down? I know I gotta go put in some work. Going once, going twice. Well, of course, y'all know we back in the pocket tomorrow at 7:00. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who has any questions they want to start off, yeah, no doubt, God out tomorrow. Anybody who thinks of a question that they might want to be addressed, in tomorrow's class. Put it in the comments to this video right here. You know what I'm saying? Of course, like I said, if you made it this far in the video, do the each one, teach one, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Share this on your other pages, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, text messages, the Facebook groups, etc., etc. And I will see y'all tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Peace. Yeah, I know. Just keeping it going.
That's how you've been doing the classes on virtual?
Yeah, I've been doing like this for a little minute.